this charge sheet was filed, these charge sheets were filed, 16 murders. Mahanandu is a very smart guy. He avoided all harassment by the police. He was willing to cooperate. He admitted every murder that took place in Goa, saying that he is the author of the case. The investigating officer was very happy. He thoroughly messed up the thing. In the enthusiasm that the accused is admitting everything, it will be easy for him. And now, not a single charge sheet is standing before the court. What wrong has...
The case is taken to Judge Desmond because on the 22nd of March 2010, and witnesses are called. It is the duty of the prosecution, I would say here, that it is the duty of the prosecution to call witnesses, not for the judge.
I would want you to imagine the plight of the families who face this kind of treatment at the hands of colleagues who should have appreciated their honest efforts, their passionate service to the judiciary, their single-minded focus on seeing that not one person who is innocent should have to face punishment. But today, unfortunately, here are these honest and upright judges, Anuja and Desmond, who stand very much like the criminals who have come into the dock before them when they were presiding on those chairs. They stand wanting all of us to believe that they have not done any wrong. In their cases, my friends, the pen has proved to be mightier than the sword. If the High Court had chosen to kill them with the sword, it would have been much better, I think, because they would have died a single death. But with the pen...
But we also live in an era of Dalai Lamas. We live in an era of Raghunath Mashelkars, we live in an era of Kejriwal, and so many honest people who make us proud. कोंकणीन आमी म्हणटात कोणाचीच गॅरंटी दिवंक येना. आमी जेन्ना म्हणटात कोणाचीच गॅरंटी दिवंक येना, आय थिंक दिस इज ऑल्सो बिकॉज आमी आमचीच स्वताची केन्ना केन्ना गॅरंटी दिवंक शकनात. पण म्हाका आज आनंद जाता.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to make 3 observations and 3 reasons as to why we are here. Of the 3 observations, the first observation that I must make as an ordinary citizen is that perhaps for the first time in Goa, and I would like to wager a bet, this is probably the first time in the history of mankind that almost every single lawyer is on the same side of the debate. This has never happened because law by itself is contrarian, law by itself is about debate, and law is itself about opposing viewpoints. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is not about law. This is not even about justice. This is about, deep down within us, the symptoms of truth, of liberty, and of fair play. That is what has come to the fore today. 2, the second observation I would like to make is that every now and then we see an agitation, we see press notes, we see vociferous debates. In a long time, on one single issue, we are seeing a spontaneous outrage in the minds of the people of Goa. A spontaneous outrage. There is nothing manufactured about this. And this is what the powers that be, in the High Court of the Judiciary, in whatever appeals that come, this is what they have to see out here. We are not here trying to challenge the judiciary. We are not here to try and mock the judiciary. We are outraged that this could happen to Judge Desmond and Judge Anuja Prabhudesai. And the third observation I would like to make is that not just the lawyers, but in a long time, the media and the people alike, citizens cutting across every political divide, every religious divide, and every other divide that plagues Goa, has come together to fight for Judge Desmond and Judge Anuja Prabhudesai. And that, ladies and gentlemen, does not make it a sad day. That makes it, in my lexicon, the happiest day for a long time in Goa.
And yet, it would not be complete if I just kept quiet and sat down. But today my heart is filled with joy. Joy because the line that I had taken 30 years ago, that this state requires a high court, and it was being resisted by some of my colleagues in the high court, are singing the same song. They have come to the right part. They have realized that the High Court of Bombay cannot give justice to the people of Goa. It is not because of Desmond or Anuja, but it is for other reasons also that I have been saying that we require a High Court of Goa. Because today, the entire judicial governance, much above the governance of the state, is in the hands of the judiciary, is in the hands of the High Court and the Supreme Court. You look at any aspect of our life, be it life or be it liberty, be it environment, be it our social problems, be it our shelter over our head, be it the seas and the rivers and the beaches, everything is controlled, everything is supervised. All these aspects of our life are supervised by the High Court and the Supreme Court. And we shamelessly have been saying that our court should be the Bombay High Court. Why do we mortgage these aspects of our life to a High Court of Bombay when we have 95 to 96% of our people who are educated? And at the time when I was espousing this cause, we were only 300. Now we are more than 3,000 lawyers, fully equipped to run our own High Court, and the position would remain the same. The position that we have today would remain the same. We have a Chief Justice from outside the state, 2 government judges. That would continue. And I don't see any difficulty in having our own High Court. I must congratulate and I must applaud him. Applaud Dr. Zalmi, who is here. He is the first person who had moved the Assembly for a High Court for Goa. So he changed the position a little later. And I appeal to the opposition leader who is here today to move a resolution in the Assembly demanding a High Court for Goa. Without High Court, your governance a big zero. You cannot govern without supervision of our own people who understand our culture, our own people who understand our language, our own people who are decent and who know how to live and how to go about their own lives. And this is absolutely necessary, that we must have our own High Court. He said, I'm a butt and I will not tell you a lie. This is what he said. I don't know why he went to discuss. I want to tell him Butts and Brahmins are responsible for all this situation. But I avoided that. When I asked him, I said, sir, why did you tell us a lie? Why did you do this? He had no answer. Thereafter we decided that we should meet in the association and start an agitation to see that justice is done to Desmond and Anuja as well. There is no question of going back now on this. This is our promise. We will fight and fight to the end. You can't hold a judge responsible if the prosecution closes its case. Then the Rojnama is very clearly mentioned. The PP closes her case. A judge is an umpire. He can't take sides with the prosecution. He can't take sides with the accused. He has to decide on the matter that is there before him. Good or bad, whatever matter is there. And who is the district judge to decide whether the matter is rightly decided or not? District judge is not an appellate authority. And you can't go into the merits of the judgment passed by an additional district judge. He is additional, co-equal to him. Desmond is not inferior to the other judge. Therefore, you had no business to be examining the judgment that was passed. And yet, you comment on every aspect of the judgment, send a report to the High Court, deny that you have sent a report, then deny that you have made a complaint against Desmond. What trust can we have? If you cannot give justice to your judge, to your colleague, what justice can you render to the people? What justice can you render to the people? Answer that to us. We want to know. Because we stand for justice in the courts of law. Some people have phoned me up and said, look here, mister, you are mixing up politics with justice. My good friend, I told him, I am here for the last 8 years, practicing the court of law. This is my place where I earn my bread and butter. And there is no question of mixing up the two. These are two different issues. So long as I am there and the South Bar Association is there, we will not be cowed down by contempt of a court act or any other act that may come or any sword of democracy kept on our heads. Is contained in this charge. What a shame, what a shame. Let us all get together, because the thing dearest to our heart, like Dr. has pointed out,
And the last option that we have is the courts in India, and the courts in our country, the courts in our state. Let us preserve their sanctity. Let us fight for their dignity, and let us fight for the decency of these courts. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you so much.
5:30 साकून आतां 7:35 जाली काय 7:40 जाली. 2 तास पासियेंसान तुम्ही सगळे बसल्यात, लोक उबे रावन आयकतात आनी सगळ्यांचे काय चड पासियेंस आहा. आखरे काबार करता आसतना, संपयता आसतना एक थाराव आसा, तो थाराव तुमच्या फुडें दवरता. हांव समजता की जी भास हांगा वापरला इंग्लीश भास, ती तुमकां सगळ्यांक समजतली म्हणून. Resolution. This mass public meeting of concerned citizens, having discussed the suspension of District Judge Mr. Desmond and the show cause notice to Judge Anuja Prabhudesai, seeking her explanation in view of the exoneration report by the inquiry officer, is of the collective view that the judicial decision in the matter of suspension of Judges Desmond DaCosta and explanation sought from Anuja Prabhudesai are both questionable. This meeting of concerned citizens, therefore, firstly, demands full transparency and observance of the principles of natural justice and due process of law in matters of judicial administration and disciplinary action. Secondly, affirms the faith in the integrity of judges Desmond DaCosta and Anuja Prabhudesai and expresses full solidarity with them.